Walnut ground ball into the hole, and it'll get under the glove of White. And coming around to score is Hurst. And the Mustangs now double Clarinda, ahead 8-4 with 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. I'm sure the A's are curious what he's going to do as well. And Marble gets him looking on the corner. The A's goes 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Marble will finish his 6th inning of work.
Good bats in 1 inning.
And he silences the haters as he sends a gapper into right center, and he'll at least get 2, and he's not stopping there. Richardson going for 3. The relay throw is in time but dropped by Wagaman, so that'll be a triple by Richardson. Shea comes set and fires. Ground ball up the middle, fielded, but not in time. And Marr drives in Richardson, and the Mustangs now lead 10-4.
Swinging, and that ball is chopped up over to Hurst at first base. He calls off calls off Ferguson, and that's going to end the game. Mustangs win 10-4 at Phil Welch Stadium.
And that was the highlights of last night's game, as the Mustangs won 10-4. So the Mustangs will face the Outlaws here again for Phil Welch the second time. They suffered their first loss at Phil Welch and only loss in extra innings. And we got some big players to watch. James, can you go ahead and get going with your players to watch for tonight's game?
All right, I have a couple 3. We're going to go with Brett Marr. Brett Marr is leading the team offensively. He's hitting 400 on the year. He went 2 for 4 last night at an RBI, and the Mustangs' huge win with 17 hits. They beat Clarinda 10-4, but then his defense has never been wavering. Him and Walnick up the middle have been excellent together, but there's a new player tonight. That's Evan McDonald. We'll transition into him in a second, but then I'm also going to take Kyle Urich. Urich is 2 for 3. That was, he's 2 for 3 on Tuesday night against Kansas City. Had 3 RBIs, a walk, and a run scored. Then last night he went 3 for 4. Had 3 more RBIs, had a double, and a run scored, and that big double coming in the 5th inning when the Mustangs had the game tied at 4-4. As we saw in the highlights, Urich came in the clutch, and he put his team up ahead, and that has given him player of the game in consecutive nights. Who do you have, Clayton?
Yeah, just following off of Kyle Urich, I got Trent Hill, who's been a big run producer, leading the team with 7 RBIs. He follows Urich. They go right next to each other in the order lots of times, and he went 3 for 5 last night with an RBI. His total is 7 on the season, like I just mentioned. He's been consistent so far this year. He's a dual threat, and we also might have a chance to see him on the mound at some point tonight, as he's a relief pitcher. And also, I'd like to say Evan McDonald is getting the start at shortstop today. He's just coming in from Georgia State. It's his 3rd year with St. Joe, so he's been a key factor in years past, and the fans know him and love him here. He hit 284 in the spring with Georgia Southern, so D1 experience is going to be nice to see him up the middle, see what he can do, replacing Matt Walnick for the night.
All right, as we are 5 minutes away from the first pitch, I want to go ahead and run us through the lineups here for the Mustangs. Leading off and playing center field will be Jacob Richardson. Batting second will be the second baseman, Brett Marr. Batting third, Davey Casiola. He'll play third base. Batting fourth, Trent Hill, a designated hitter. Batting fifth, Kyle Urich. He's going to play first. Batting sixth, the catcher, Brady Anderson, getting his first start in a few games. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Jeremiah Figueroa. Batting eighth, and his first start for the Mustangs in 2016, Evan McDonald. He'll play shortstop. And batting ninth, Tyler Cox. He'll play left field. So that goes Richardson, Marr, Casiola, Hill, Urich, Anderson, Figueroa, McDonald, Cox. On the mound for St. Joseph is going to be George Brandecker, a senior from Pittsburgh State. Born in Lee Summit, Missouri. He's 6'5", 220 pounds. He's signed on a 10-day contract. He's going to get a couple more looks here before he starts his summer job. This may be it for him in terms of a professional career, but at Pittsburgh State, he had a 5.14 ERA and 75 innings pitched. 14 total starts for him at Pitt State. On the year, has an 8.43 ERA, has 5 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 6 runs, all 6 were earned, gave up 6 hits, 4 walks and struck out 6. So that was against the Joplin Outlaws last week as the Mustangs lost to Joplin. That's one of their 2 losses in Mink League plays. They come 4-2 in the Mink. Joplin is 4-1 in the Mink. They're second in the Mink South. Mustangs are tied for first with the Chillicothe Mudcats for first place with that 4-2 record. But the Mustangs 6-2 overall in the year. They'll be looking to go 7-2, 5-2 in Mink League play after tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and interesting you said that, James, about Brandecker, and we've got a pitching matchup that we saw last time actually here at Phil Welch when these two teams faced. As we got Brandecker and J.C. Hatcher who will be going at it again. Both pitchers received a no decision, but it was not necessarily the easiest going for either pitcher. They had their moments at times. They both made it into the 6th inning as Hatcher pitched 6 complete and Brandecker pitched 5 and a third. So it'll be interesting to see if how this matchup goes for both those guys. It's their second time facing the other team, and that's always interesting to see. A Mustangs face J.C. Hatcher for the second time alongside with the Outlaws facing Brandecker for the second time. We'll see if one of the teams can capitalize off of maybe already having a look at the starting pitcher. So that's something exciting to see. But we're going to go ahead and run you through the Outlaws lineup as they start leading it off. It's right fielder Brett McCary, followed by center fielder Brandon Pugh. Teron Beasley batting third and first baseman, and batting in the cleanup is Mason Brown, the catcher. Batting fifth is Sean Vega, the second baseman. J.C. Santos batting sixth and playing third base. John Fleek, the shortstop, is batting seventh. Brandon Chilling is the DH and batting eighth. And Josh Abeg rounds up the order in the 9-hole at left field. And some guys to kind of look out for. None of these guys are hitting too great. Batting average-wise, I'd say Brandon Pugh batting 400. He's 8 for 20 with 2 RBIs at the number 2-hole hitter, so he'll be a guy for the Mustangs to watch out for. But besides that, they've had some struggling hitters and have managed to be 4-1, even with some of the struggles offensively. So we'll have to see how that goes tonight. But once again, the Mustangs will line it up defensively. Anderson behind the plate, Urich at first, Marr at second, McDonald at short, Casiola at third, Cox in left, Richardson in center, Figueroa in right, and Brandecker on the bump. We're going to take a short break through the national anthem and be right back with you with the first pitch of this game. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV, and thanks for watching. And you're watching Mustangs baseball, and you click TV as we're getting ready to start up this game as Brett McCary steps in for the Outlaws to lead it off against George Brandecker. Once again, the Mustangs line up defensively with Brandecker at the bump, Anderson behind the plate, Urich at first base, Marr at second, McDonald at short, Cassioli at the hot corner, Cox in left, Richardson in center, and Figueroa in right. Brandecker is on his second start. He pitched 5 1/3 and gave up 6 in his first outing. Product from Pitt State University, and his first pitch is hummed right in there for a strike right down the middle.
Yeah, Brandecker thought he might have had some issues with his defense, but he did not pitch well against the Outlaws last time. See if he can change things up and turn things around, turn over a new leaf.
He jumps quickly ahead of McCary as McCary fouls it off, and the count goes to 0-2. The St. Joseph Mustangs are 6-2 and 4-2 in the Mink League, so their only 2 losses. One has been to the Outlaws, and one of the Nevada Griffins, as they had a real hard time with command at the bump, and then they just had a tough extra inning loss at home here to the Outlaws the first meeting. The 1-2 pitch to McCary misses high, and the count goes even, 2-2.
So again here with Brandecker, seems to be a theme that has been plaguing the Mustangs pitching staff, at least as the starting pitchers, that get 2 quick strikes and not able to finish it off.
And the 2-2. Got him swinging with a high fastball, and that'll be the first out of the inning as McCary strikes out. Up next will be the center fielder Brandon Pugh, who's been batting .400 and by far the best batting average on the Outlaws so far. He is 8 for 20 with 2 ribbies. The center fielder bats from the left side of the box. First pitch is in there, strike 1. So, correction, ball missed low. Count is 1-0 to Pugh. The windup from Brandecker, and he fires. Fouled along the left side, 1-1.
Taryn Beasley's on deck. He's hitting .200 on the year. He's 4 for 20 from the plate, has no RBIs. Seems to be a constant theme for Joplin, as John Fleek has the most RBIs on the Outlaws, but he's hitting .158 in the 7th spot.
Fouled away by Pugh as he pushes the count to 1-2. So Brandecker has 2 strikes on the first 2 batters, as it's now a 1-2 count on Pugh.
Pugh has an advantage here. It's a left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher.
And the pitch misses high, looked like a curveball. Just didn't quite release it where he wanted to, and the count's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Brandon Pugh at the plate. Brett McCary struck out to start off this game. The 2-2 pitch, and fouled away. Pugh will stay alive. The Outlaws are wearing their red jerseys with black trim, their road jerseys with gray pants. Mustangs are in their traditional home white vest with white pants and black trim. The 2-2 pitch to Pugh. Got him looking! So back-to-back strikeouts for Brandecker. So you got Pugh looking with a curveball. McCary went down swinging. Pugh followed him with a strikeout looking. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Teron Beasley, who's 4 for 20 on the season.
Good start for Brandecker so far. 2 quick strikeouts. That was his 8th strikeout of the year. So 2 starts, 8 strikeouts. 6 innings pitched under the belt for the senior from Pitt State.
And the first pitch to Beasley. Big swing, but he's out in front of an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Count goes 0-1. So really fooled Beasley there.
I wonder if the shadow's having an effect on that, as Brandecker is just his top half of his body is just in the sun and lower half is in the shadows, so it could be a bit of an illusion for the batter seeing the ball in the daylight. Then I mean, it's maybe for a split second compared to what how bad it could be, but regardless, that still could be throwing him off a bit.
The 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, and you're right, James, the Outlaws have not had great swings off Brandecker early. Even the foul balls look to be kind of lunging, a little off timing. Hands going before the feet or feet going before the hands. So I'm sure the shadow might have some effect to do with it. The 0-2 got him swinging, and George Brandecker from Pittsburgh State in his second start strikes out the side in the top half of the first inning. We'll be right back. You're watching UClick TV. Mustangs Outlaws tied 0-0 after the top half of the first inning. And Jacob Richardson's coming up to plate, who had a big triple in the gap last night and hoping to break out as he's off to a slow start, batting 172 early on in the year. Umpires today, John Fye on the field and John Swede behind the plate. So the John umpire crew tonight at Phil Welch for the Mink League matchup. J.C. Hatcher pitching for the Outlaws. He pitched against the Mustangs in his first start. Pitches from the stretch the whole game. He pitched 6, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits with 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. His first time against the Mustangs here at Phil Welch. The 1-0 pitch. Good swing by Richardson, fouled straight back. Count goes even, 1-1. Hatcher is trying to work quick as he steps right back on the rubber, and Richardson's going to take his time stepping back into the batter's box. Hatcher comes set and fires. Misses low and away. 2-1. Hatcher looks a little bit frustrated with the call, and probably not a good idea for him to get frustrated with John Swede's zone this early in the game. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to second as Vega will fire over to Beasley, and that's the first out of the inning. So Brett Maher, who's batting .400 on the year with 10 hits, will step in the box, and he's been a catalyst for this Mustangs team, both at the plate and defensively, as he's been the strong arm player at second base as he has had majority of the starts.
Brett Maher with the pregame interview with Jacob Richardson. Both teammates, get along great.
Very funny stuff. I'm sure that'll be posted to the Twitter at some point if you haven't seen it.
Lots of good team chemistry here, St. Joseph's. They have a lot of stuff they want to play for, and they're doing pretty well so far.
And Maher hits a bullet right up the middle, and he just keeps staying hot. Still have a 1-out single.
Saw the first pitch. He liked it. He went around on it, and the leader in batting average for the Mustangs and in hits, that's his 11th hit of 2016. Sitting at first base, hitting well above the Ted Williams mark at .400.
And Davey Casiola, the third baseman, switch hitter, will bat from the left side today. So he got to switch around a lot yesterday. Hatcher comes set and delivers. Ball misses low. Hatcher might feel like he's getting squeezed a little bit as he's going to take some time. And I'm sure he's going to be conscious of Brett Maher going, as he's one of those players that Coach Matt Johnson would like to send at any time, as this Mustangs team can run.
Cassiola has been hitting the ball really hard to the right side, and there is a gap over there.
And ground ball to second. Vega, good spin move. Relay throw not in time as Maher was out on the fielder's choice, as Vega fired that over to Fleek, but Fleek was not able to throw out Cassiola in time. So Kyle Urich, who was a player to watch, will step into the box. Oh, correction, Trent Hill, also player to watch, will step in the box on the left side. He's batting .286 with 7 RBIs. As there is 2 outs of the inning. 2 outs of the inning, and Cassiola replaced Maher at first, the fielder's choice. And there goes Cassiola. The throw is on the wrong side of the bag from Brown, and that's a stolen base for Cassiola. And he'll advance into scoring position. Pitch also ruled a ball. Trent Hill, the DH tonight. He played right field yesterday. Hatcher comes set, gives Cassiola a look, and fires the 1-0 pitch. Rolled over to Vega. Vega will flip it over to first, and that'll do it. So, the Mustangs strand one. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and 1 left on. That'll do it for the first inning. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. And we're back for the top of the second here at Phil Welch for Dollar Dog Night on Thursday night, as George Brandecker went cruising through the first inning with no problems. They hardly touched the ball as he struck out 3. Ground ball to short, first ball in play for the Outlaws, and Evan McDonald wastes no time and his first start for the Mustangs and fires over to first for the out. So that was Mason Brown. Didn't even have time to introduce him. He went 6-3 on the score sheet, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Sam Vega, the second baseman, is batting right at a little bit under 200, 168. He's 3 for 18. He bats on the right side of the plate, and Brandecker winds up and fires. Misses just a bit high.
Vega has 3 hits on the year. 2 of them came against the Mustangs in that two-game series last week, which the Mustangs split 1-1.
It must have went cold after that as he tries a little bunt. Brandecker doesn't field it cleanly, and Vega can fly as he really turned the Jets on going down the first base line. I believe that's going to be ruled a hit, and it is. So a single for Vega.
Hitting well against the Mustangs so far this year.
Yeah, I guess he thinks that's the only team he has to hit against, as 3 out of his 4 hits have came against the St. Joseph Mustangs. So I'm sure Matt Johnson's shaking his head in the dugout while looking at his batting average. Brandecker takes a look at Vega and fires. J.C. Santos tried to put down a bunt. Santos is the third baseman. He's 2 for 10 on the year, batting .200. We'll see if the Outlaws try to get Vega in motion, as he did have a lot of speed barreling down first base. Moderate lead right now. Brandecker gets the sign and gives him a check. Comes set and delivers. Ground ball foul down the third base line. So that's the first hit for the Outlaws, as each team now have 1 hit. Brett Maher had the single for the Mustangs. 3 strikeouts and a ground out has been the way the Outlaws have retired in their first 4 outs. Brandecker comes set and fires. Fouled straight back. Santos will stay alive. Still 0-2. Behind the plate, being the second part of the battery to Brandecker, is Brady Anderson, who's starting behind the plate.
His offensive presence has been a lot better than his defensive presence so far. He's had a few pass balls. It seems like as the game goes on, he gets a little tired behind the plate. But he is hitting .389 on the year and has a couple of doubles and has 2 RBIs, has a .421 on base percentage.
As he snap throws over to first, not in time. And he provides a lot for you offensively, especially from the left side of the plate, as the Mustangs do not have a ton of left-handed bats. And sure, just giving Scarborough the night off. Scarborough had a good game yesterday. He was solid behind the plate. Both of these guys provide you a little something different. Brandecker comes set and fires high. Count goes 2-2.
This Mustangs team is just stacked up the middle. You know, you can't really go wrong with anybody put on the diamond, and the only weak spots seem to be the batters in the outfield, but the defense on the outfield, especially with Richardson and Cox, both of them are really good on the defensive side of the ball. So,
and Figueroa is no slouch completing it, as the curveball gets in there for the 4th strikeout from George Brandecker. So too bad no one's holding up the K's out on the party deck, because they get a good line going up there so far.
Swinging, and missing again. So 2 swinging strikeouts, 2 missing strikeouts. Brandecker has some nasty laundry working for him tonight.
Brandecker gives a look at Vega. The only hit was on a bunt single. Swing and miss by Fleek, who was late on a fastball. Fleek, the shortstop, is 3 for 19, batting .158. So, I mean, you just look at the lineup. If you take out, well, actually, Abeg is batting 0. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 9 guys are either at or below the Mendoza line for the Outlaws. So, little struggles offensively so far for Joplin, as Brandecker misses high.
Fleek is leading the Outlaws with RBIs with 4. Brandon Pugh he's in second, he has 2.
A fake steal by Vega, and that ball's popped foul. Long run from Urich and Anderson, and a great play by Anderson against the net. And he must have heard us talking about his defensive struggles up here, as he snagged that ball right against the net. And after a bunt hit from Vega, the Outlaws are retired. 0-0 going to the bottom half of the second inning. You're watching UClick TV, and this is Mustangs baseball. And Kyle Urich, who's had back-to-back player a game with Phil Welch, and just with his big clutch hits, you can't not name him the player of the game the last 2 games.
Yeah, Clayton, you had some say in that for the first time he won it with the post-game interview on the field.
Well, 3 RBIs. Can't really not have him the player of the game as he takes low for ball 1. He's run out 304 with 7 hits and 6 ribbies. That's ball 2 and a good hitter's count for Urich, and I'm sure he's going to be looking to swing away against Hatcher.
Previous to that, he only had 1 hit on the year for about 15 at-bats, but he's really turned things around.
And a big cut at a high fastball. Fouls it straight back. And Brown's going to go talk to Hatcher. That must not have been the spot he wanted. And Urich just missed it, and that was his pitch. That was just left upstairs by Hatcher.
Just like you were saying, you know, a player needs to have at least 50 at-bats before he can really judge how good or how bad they are for the season, and he's halfway there with 23.
Hatcher comes set, the 2-1 pitch. Check swing, but I believe he went around. And yes, he did, says home plate umpire John Sweet. No appeal, John Sweet ruled he swung. And I don't really think Urich had much of an argument to that. The 2-2 pitch. Misses low. Urich holds his swing up this time, and count goes full. So Hatcher really trying to work Urich and not trying to give him anything too good, especially after the talking to by Brown. Hatcher fires, just misses. And good at bat by Kyle Urich as he'll head down to first base with a walk.
Good at bat there by Urich. He led off yesterday's game as he's hit by a pitch, but he's still got on base, and you know that's what you need to do. He has a 407 on base percentage, as well as Casiola, who's near 400 with 375, and Brett Maher, who's batting at, on base percentage is above 500 now. So the Mustangs just, the 1 through 5 guys are getting on base, and they're doing what they need to do to keep their team in this game, keep their team in these games, especially the close ones. But so far have blown out the A's a couple times in divisional play.
And a hit and run as Anderson's at the plate as he fouls one off. Urich got a little bit of a late jump, but a safe jump as the hit and run was on. And Urich's not necessarily a speedy guy, but that just shows that manager Matt Johnson is willing to be creative over there with his signs at third base and really trying to get guys in motion, especially with nobody out.
As you're saying, Brady Anderson, one of the few left-handed hitters this Mustangs lineup, gives them some diversity in the lefty-righty matchups.
Him and Hill are lefties, and then you got Davey Casiola, who's a switch-hitting bat. So
having that switch-hitting bat in the third spot is a very much-needed asset for any team that wants to compete at this level. Having, you know, just being able to have that advantage, that little extra bit, see the ball for an extra few milliseconds, which in a batter's time is, you know, an eternity, just being able to see the ball and track it better into the inside.
Ground ball to first. Beasley will fire to second. The relay throw to Hatcher. Not in time, but he did a decent job at least slowing the ball down as it went off the dirt and hit him in the thigh. So Brady Anderson grounds into a fielder's choice. He'll replace Urich at first base, rather. And Jeremiah Figueroa, the right fielder, who's batting 200, 2 for 10 on the year, will step in the box. He's playing right field tonight for the Stangs. So 1 on, 1 out for the Mustangs. Hatcher comes set. The first pitch to Figueroa is low. Figueroa followed by McDonald, and then Cox, if necessary, will come up for the Mustangs if one of the two get on. Hatcher comes set. Anderson runs. The throw not in time. So the second stolen base from the Mustangs, and we're only in the second inning, as Anderson got a good jump, speedy runner, and he'll head over to second in scoring position with 1 out.
Mustangs came into this game 17 for 24 on the base pads, and Now they're 19 for 26. They've only been caught 7 times, so really good showing there for the Mustangs with the aggressive base running.
The pitch right down the middle to Figueroa as he takes 1 and 2 now.
Stadium lights are already on here, Phil Welch. It's interesting. Usually they wait a little while to turn them on, but this is the first time as the first inning has been concluded that they've been turned on.
The 1-2. Curveball misses inside, and Figueroa almost wore that one, and that's not a bad pitch to wear if you're going to, but I'm sure Figueroa would like to just have a nice hit with a stake attached to it, as Rex Hudler famously coins for the Royals broadcast, and another one flipped up right by his head. Back-to-back curveballs that kind of slipped out of Hatcher's hand as he will pretend that it's the sweat, and maybe it is, as he wipes his hand on his pant leg.
Could be sticking a jalapeno up his nose.
The 3-2 reached and grounded to short. Fleek will fire to first, and the runner does advance, but that'll be the second out for the Mustangs. And Evan McDonald will get his first at-bat for the Mustangs this season out of Georgia Southern. Wearing number 2 that Brett Maher wore for the pink out game, which caused a little bit of a bidding war on that number 2 jersey between Evan McDonald's mom and Brett Maher's mom. Looked like a changeup from Hatcher that McDonald's out in front of. McDonald comes in swinging on his first at-bat.
6'2", 175 pounds. He's from local boy from Platte City, Missouri, just south of St. Joseph.
And the count now 1-1.
It's his third year with the Mustangs. He's driving the ball more this swing. He posted a .284 batting average with 7 doubles, a home run, and 26 RBIs for Georgia Southern.
Good glove man up the middle as manager Matt Johnson really prides his team on pitching and defense, and that's shown early on in the season. McDonald gets on. Cox will follow. Cox was scratched from the lineup last night with back tightness. He's back in there in the number 9 spot for the Mustangs. Hatcher comes set, takes a deep breath in the 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses up. He's had a little bit of problems locating that pitch early on, and that's got to be a pitch if you're the Mustangs. You're looking for him to hang one and send that one all the way over the speedy convenience sign. The 2-2 pitch fouled away as it looked like another off-speed missed high. Once again, it's Dollar Dog Night and books and baseball night here at Phil Welch, so lots of fun things happening.
Pre-game reading for young kids on the field.
And fouled away down the right side. Something you don't hear often. Come out to the ball game and curl up with a nice book. Interesting strategies by Kai Turner, trying to get all kinds out at the ballpark.
You're going to have to change the cliche from, a rainy day makes you want to curl up and read to baseball makes you want to curl up and read.
And a big swing and miss at a curveball, and McDonald strikes out swinging. And we're still scoreless heading into the third inning. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And a little fun at the ballpark is the promotions team always whipping up some exciting stuff. Had a little donut eating contest. Rally was up to no good as always, as they had to eat a donut with no hands off of looked like a fishing wire or a string, and no hands involved. There's a lot of head bobbing, toddlers out there trying to eat full donuts, which is a hard concept in it itself, let alone not being able to use their hands.
Who thinks of these things?
Strike one from George Brandecker as John Fleek.
Brandon Schlichting.
Correction, Brandon Schilling is batting for the Outlaws. He fouls one away.
Rally's done it again.
Rally never is up to any good, dude. Let me tell you. Quickly, George Brandecker's got Schilling down 0-2 as he strikes him out looking. So 5 strikeouts for George Brandecker. You can put it on the board as he is lighting it up. Strikeout looking, and he's done it in all ways. As Schilling, the DH, goes down looking. So that'll bring up the 9-hole Josh Abegg, who's hitless on the year, 0 for 10. And he tips one. Count goes to 0-1. So maybe a little contact on the foul tip gives the hitless Abegg some confidence going here. It's always tough to start a season hitless, and I'm sure Abegg, the first hit's going to come for him soon, but it's always kind of that elephant on your back or monkey on your back, something like that, some sort of saying. And I'm sure he is just chomping at the bit.
All sorts of animal analogies. It's not even animal night. Last night was animal night.
As he takes a big cut at it looks like a cutter or a slider from Brandecker. Fun at the ballpark here at Phil Welch, let me tell you.
Speaking of promos, Saturday's Kids Day at Phil Welch.
And a line drive to center. Richardson couldn't see it. I don't think he would have got to it anyways. And just like that, Abegg has his first hit on the season. As he kisses the sky with praise and happy he got his first hit.
Yeah, second hit of the night so far for Joplin, but it comes with one out, as did Vega's hit in the top of the second inning. So see if the Joplin Outlaws can capitalize on these this one base hit. They did strand a runner in the second inning. Hopefully that's a category the Mustangs can get the Outlaws to score a lot in tonight.
So 5 strikeouts so far from Brandecker. And just 2+ innings of work here, 2 1/3. As Abegg is on first, Brandecker will try to keep him close and give his catcher Brady Anderson a chance. Comes set and fires. Curveball in the dirt, 1-1. The count to leadoff man Brett McCary, who's 0 for 7 so far, as he struck out in the first inning swinging, was one of Brandecker's 5 victims, and that list is just getting longer and longer. So at least he has some friends on that list. Brandecker comes set, and the big looping curveball catches the inside corner as John Swede throws out his pointer finger and gives him the call.
Yeah, but Saturday night, it's Mustangs alumni night.
Let's see what the old guys can do.
And kids are going to play the first 3 innings. Fireworks after the game.
Line drive right past Mars. He laid out, and that's back-to-back one-out singles for the Outlaws. As McCary also gets his first hit of the season. So that brings Abegg to second base and McCary to first, as Brandon Pugh, the 400 hitter with 2 RBIs, steps up in a key spot for the Outlaws with 2 on, 1 out.
So the 2 guys who came into the game hitless and now have back-to-back hits.
So that's fortunate for the Outlaws. Put good wood on Brandecker's pitches as the first pitch paints the outside corner, strike 1. Once again, this is Brandecker's second start. He went 5 1/3 and gave up 6 his first outing.
Similar on to last time. Seems like he cruised through the lineup the first time, but second time through he had some issues.
Ground ball to first. Good play by Urich. He fires to second, but not in time on the relay throw to Brandecker, who was covering first. A good turn by McDonald. Good play by Urich, but the high chopper gave the speedy center fielder Pugh time to make it to first. So he gets on with a fielder's choice and replaces McCary's spot as he gets out on the fielder's choice. And a bag moves up to third. So the Outlaws will have runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Teron Beasley, the big first baseman, stepping into the right side of the box. Beasley has yet to have an RBI on the season, has a chance right here for the Outlaws. The Outlaws have 0 runs on 3 hits so far, as the first pitch is low and away for ball 1.
Brandecker does not look comfortable pitching from the stretch. He seems to be more of a wind-up guy, but you know what? If you're going to play at a higher level, you have to be able to be comfortable to pitch from both sides.
The 1-0 pitch. Pugh goes, dropped by Anderson, and Pugh will swipe it back. Stolen base puts 2 ducks on the pond with a good hitter's count for Beasley. 2-0 count with 2 outs, and Brandecker's going to have to sweat out of this inning.
See if he can pitch around this jam. Two runners in scoring position. Put some pressure on the guy.
The 2-0 pitch. Curveball low. He does have first base open, so you don't want to give Beasley something too pretty, especially with the 167 Mason Brown on deck. You could deal with a walk in this situation, but you cannot deal with a hit that's going to drive it too. The 3-0 is right down Broadway, and count goes to 3-1 as that pitch striped the middle of the plate. Would have been a good pitch to swing on for Beasley, but I'm sure he does not want to hear it from the coaching staff if he was to pop up or make a soft out there. 3-0.
You're going to be taking the 3-0 pitch no matter what.
And a high chopper to Casiola. He does good coming through it. The throw, Urich stretches, and Brandecker gets out of the jam. Still scoreless. We'll have the bottom half of the 3rd inning coming up on UClick TV. This is Mustangs Baseball. And Tyler Cox steps in for the Mustangs. He rounds off the order in the number 9 spot. He takes a strike on the outside corner.
Leading the team in strikeouts with 9.
That's not something you necessarily want to be leading in.
Taking a lot of hard cuts of the ball.
And off the end of the bat, sounded like he broke it to the shortstop in time. Good hustle by Cox, but still thrown out by a couple steps. by the shortstop Fleek.
Again, as we were saying earlier in previous broadcasts, Cox has not a lot of speed running from home to first.
Once he gets going about halfway, he can.
Yeah, he's pretty fast, and that's how he was able to play quarterback in high school. His senior year, my senior year.
Hatcher comes set and fires to Richardson as he takes ball one off the outside corner. Richardson top of the lineup for the Mustangs as the Mustangs will look to get things going as the second look against Hatcher as they face him in Hatcher's first outing. So, designated Mustang starting pitcher for the Outlaws.
Speaking of Overland Park, Riley Pint of St. Thomas Aquinas
just get drafted?
Went fourth overall to the Colorado Rockies. So if I'm a pitcher, that's not where I want to go.
That thing's a jet stream. Ground ball up the middle. Richardson is out by a step as he was gunned down by the shortstop Fleek. So 2 ground balls to short start off this inning. And Brett Marr, who's had the lone hit for the Stangs, steps into the right side of the plate. Brett Marr wearing 44. He has had 10 hits and 2 RBIs, 1 triple. So I'm sure the Mustangs would like his triple number to go up to 2 right here as he takes a curveball on the outside corner.
How about his dinger numbers?
0.
As for the team at 0, you know, Mustangs looking for their first home run of the year. Why not right now?
This is the night. I called it right here. He takes upstairs. You heard it here on UClick. Home run for the Mustangs sometime in this game. Hatcher comes set, delivers the 1-1, is in the dirt. Scooped up by Brown. Count now 2-1. So Marr in advantage. He has the open stance from the right side of the plate. The pitch, ground ball, foul. Deuce is wild. It's kind of 2-2 and 2 outs. So that's pretty wild. As Marr steps back into the box.
Taking some jabs at my call.
Just trying it. Foul ball on the right side. Count stays at 2-2, and we'll do it again. Hatcher comes set, delivers. Emergency kind of defensive swing by Mars. He kind of just stuck the head of the bat out and fouled it away flipped it over the Mustangs dugout. We'll do the deuces wild again. Low, count now full. 3-2 on Brett Marr.
So there's that defensive swing working for Marr. He got to see another pitch, was able to lay off that one. Now he has a full count.
Ground ball to short, and that's been a popular thing this inning as Fleek fires across the diamond. And 3 straight 6-3s. The Mustangs go in order. We end the third scoreless. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV.
Hello, friends. Back out to Phil Welch Stadium. Top of the fourth inning. The Mustangs and the Outlaws are scoreless through three. It's the top of the fourth. Middle of the order due up for Joplin. Mason Brown is at the plate. The number 4 hitter. The number 5 hitter, Sam Vega, is on deck. And in the hole, the number 6 hitter, J.C. Santos. Brown takes the first pitch for a strike from George Brandecker, who's still on the mound for St. Joseph. Brandecker winds, he deals. Curveball misses upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on a beautiful night in St. Joseph. High 80s, it's a little bit muggy. Not a lot of clouds in the sky. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses up and away, ball 2. Shadows will now creep out of the infield into the outfield. 2-1 pitch. Curveball finds the zone for strike 2 and a 2-2 count to Mason Brown, who grounded out to shortstop his last time. Brandecker takes the sign from Anderson. He winds, and the pitch. Curveball misses out of the zone for ball 3.
I'd like to see Brandecker stick with the fastball a little bit more here, as the Outlaws have not had a lot of success. They've had success with Brandecker missing and them hitting his breaking ball.
And the payoff pitch. Fastball up toward the head of Brown, but it gets to the backstop, does not make contact with him, thankfully. And he'll take first base with the walk. That's the first walk issued tonight. Last time against Joplin, Brandecker issued 4 walks in 5 1/3 innings pitched, so he's through 3, has issued 1 so far, but however, it is the leadoff hitter. That's the first leadoff hitter he's put on base. But Sam Vega, who's 4 for 19 on the year, is up to the plate. He singled back in the 2nd inning. Hitting from the right side, and he bunts and fouls that one away to the backstop for strike 1.
Well, that's how he singled, so I guess Vega just loves to bunt. So I'm sure Cassiola is well aware, as he's a good defensive third baseman. He's even with the bag right now, but I'm sure when Vega squares, he'll take a couple steps.
Bunted on, that's down the third base line up toward Cassiola. He throws over to first in time. However, the runner moves up on the sacrifice bunt. Vega, mission is accomplished. So the go-ahead run is at second base in the top of the 4th inning.
And Brandecker got Santos swinging. Got Santos looking in Santos' first at bat, and that would be really big for Brandecker to get Santos here again with a K.
As we said earlier, Brandecker not comfortable from the stretch. Brown is at second base with Santos, who struck out looking his last time. Brandecker was able to get that strikeout from the stretch in the pitch. Curveball, big bender from 12 to 6. Finds the zone for strike 1.
All I gotta say is I just hope you were still tuned in during our short little commercial break and saw Rally, who ate about 7 hot dogs with the foil still on him. So it might be part of Rally's diet plan.
The 0-1 pitch. Another curveball right down Broadway for strike 2. Now a quick 0-2 count to J.C. Santos. Maybe that's why he acts so strange.
The tin foil. Do you think Brandecker stays with the breaker here? 0-2, 2 straight strikes.
I go fastball inside corner here, but we will find out what he's going to do. And now he steps off the mound and goes back to second base. Was not predicting that.
Brandecker must have not known what he was going to do, so he decided just to step off.
See if the battery decides to deal him in. The 0-2 pitch to Santos. Fastball upstairs.
That's a high fastball. That sets up that backdoor breaker if you want to throw it again. Is kind of change the eye levels for Santos. And that's all pitching is a bunch of mind games.
Got to get hitters off balance, throw them something up, and then you got to go inside with them, but it's a 1-2 count in the pitch. Swing and a foul ball over toward the left side of the field. John Fleek in the batter's circle picks it up and throws it back toward the Mustangs dugout. But Brown is at second. He led off the inning with a walk. Sam Vega with the sacrifice bunt moved Brown over to second. Decker has yet to give up a run. He's given up 4 hits so far. McDonald creeping behind Brown at second base, but Brandecker's going to go to the plate in the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss, and he got a piece of it.
Just tipped it.
Fouled it away, stayed alive. I thought maybe that he had whiffed on it, and then maybe the ball had bounced off the foot of Anderson.
Well, what looked to have happened, and it looked like it bounced off Swede's shoulder, John Swede, the home plate umpire. So it kind of made two sounds that made a little deflection off the bat, and then another sound. I'm not sure if that was off of Anderson or Swede, but it hit one of them.
The infielders creep in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
So Santos has 2 strikeouts.
Number 6.
Santos' second strikeout, and that's just what the doctor ordered for Brandecker.
1 swinging, 1 missing. With 2 outs in the top of the 4th, no score. With the 158 hitting John Fleek coming up to the plate. He popped out to Anderson, the catcher, his last time up to end the inning. Swinging on the first pitch, and that's hit to right field. Over goes Figueroa, and he makes the catch with a little hop, and that will do it for Joplin in the top of the 4th. To the bottom of the 4th we go, no score. You're watching Mustangs baseball on uclicktv.com as seen on Roku. I'm James Stanley alongside Clayton Anderson. We'll be right back. In case you missed it, Raleigh the Mustang making his second commercial appearance on uclicktv.com. James Stanley alongside Clayton Anderson. J.C. Hatcher still on the mound for the Outlaws as Davey Cassiola will step up for the second time today. Took the first pitch for a strike. Hatcher from the stretch and the pitch. Fastball inside corner, it misses a bit low for ball 1. Cassiola hitting .296 on the year. .375 on base percentage, has 3 RBIs. Switch hitter has been hitting the ball hard to the right side, and the pitch. Change up, misses, out and away for ball 2. Cassiola, senior at Cal Lutheran. He's from San Luis Obispo, California.
He was a stud there where he's All-American at the D3 level.
2-1 pitch, misses in the dirt for ball 3. Hit .403 with 7 home runs in 44 games for Cal Lutheran in the spring. Be looking to transfer some of that momentum over in the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit deep to right field. Back goes the right fielder McCary to the wall, and it's off the wall. Rounding first is Cassiola. He has wheels. He's going to stop at second, standing up with a leadoff double.
Just a little bit higher, and that ball would have been parked right out of here. But good cut by Cassiola. as he got his pitch and turned on it.
Got all of that. Maybe not and some, but it was just 3/4 off up the wall on the party deck. Leadoff double for Cassiola, and the Mustangs have a runner in scoring position. They're knocking on the door to bust this one open. That brings up Trent Hill, who's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to second base his last time. Sam Vega getting a lot of work today at second, as well as the shortstop, John Fleek. The pitch. Fastball misses up in the zone at the lettering.
I think it's just a little bit of timing for the Mustangs. J.C. Hatcher's got a little bit of deception in his delivery, and I think they were a little bit out in front, reaching and rolling balls over on the dirt here in the first time through against Hatcher. So
The 1-0 pitch.
See if Cassiola hitting that double can get things going. Maybe they're starting to see the ball a little bit better against Hatcher.
Especially with the shadows now completely covering almost the entire field. The lights are on. 4 ticks past the 8 o'clock mark here at historic Phil Welch Stadium. Been playing baseball here for over 70 years.
Beautiful thing.
2009 was bought and renovated by the current owner. Moved the Mustangs here and has revitalized Phil Welch into its beauty of its heydays. And that ball is swung on and pitched inside into right field. Here comes Cassiola around the horn to score. No throw to the plate, and the Mustangs go up 1-0 on the Joplin Outlaws. Eighth RBI of the year for Trent Hill. That leads the Mustangs. Came in a clutch spot with Kyle Urich coming up to the plate. Now a meeting at the mound for Joplin. 2 straight hits have put the Mustangs up 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning with no outs.
And for Hatcher, it doesn't get any easier from here as Urich, who's been red hot, follows uphill as he reached on a walk in the first inning, but has just been on fire, as you mentioned. 2 straight player of the games.
Cassiola's double was the 5th double of the year for the Mustangs. Mustangs have 2 total triples, have walked 37 times on the year. Came into the game 17 for 24 in stolen bases. 2 stolen bases tonight so far. They have yet to be caught. Fans are now clapping along with the beat of the song, trying to get this meeting to go as John Sweet goes up to the mound. Now, John Sweet is pointed over to the Joplin dugout. Hopefully he's not issuing them a warning. Appears that head coach of the Joplin Outlaws is bannering back and forth. That is head coach Jordan Camp. Maybe some parting words between John Sweet and Jordan Camp, but we will see as Kyle Urich, who is on fire with 6 hits in the last 2 games, and now a delayed steal. The ball gets away from the first baseman Beasley. He stops it, Urich stops at second. That's Hill. Hill stops at second. He'll go to third on the air. So a stolen base, counted at second base, and E1 as Trent Hill takes third.
Well, I think he would have been dead to rights even if that throw would have been on money to Beasley. He just decided, I'm just going to start running. Bold strategy, but it paid off for Hill. So he's now 90 feet away with no way out.
The curveball misses the outer third of the plate to Kyle Urich for ball 1. That was a bit like watching Billy Butler steal a base in the World Series.
That was something. Hill just decided to leave.
The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
And Urich was trying to hit that one off the St. Joe Harley Davidson sign as he was looking dead red for a fastball and didn't get it.
Trent Hill with the delayed steal. Luckily, he got to third base in the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Kyle Urich is down in a pitcher's count.
If I was Hatcher, I would not throw Urich anything straight here, as he has not been fooled by the fastball. With these last couple breaking balls, he's looked a little silly at the plate.
Hatcher comes set, he delivers. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Hill debated whether to come home or not, and he's going to be tagged out by Brown.
It's a crucial strikeout there for Hatcher in a big-time situation.
Finally got one out. That's his second strikeout of the night so far. He's given up 3 hits total. Brady Anderson steps in for the second time today.
He does have a little bit of pull power, as we've seen him hit one off the wall of the party deck. 2 Mustangs now have hit off the wall of the party deck. None of them have put one to the gracious fans of the Apple Market party deck quite yet.
Finally, in batting practice today, we saw some pregame swings that were hitting him over the 400-foot fence at Phil Welch in the 1-0 pitch. Fastball framed by Brown, but not good enough for John Sweet. Mustangs lead 1-0, bottom of the 4th.
He says, no, not today. John Sweet does that outside corner pitch.
Corner infielders are in for Joplin. Fleek and Vega, the shortstop and second baseman, are playing back toward the outfield grass. No shift on the outfield, however, in the 2-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit over to the right side, and it's through the hole. That will drive in a run. The Mustangs go up 2-0 on the RBI single from Brady Anderson. 3rd RBI of the year for the senior from Valley City State. St. Joseph. Hatcher came into today's game. He gave up 3 runs against the Mustangs last time. Gave up 4 hits, and tonight he's already given up 4. Now a throw to first base, and not in time.
That was a little close as Anderson' initial move was towards second base.
John Fine not giving the call to Beasley. Another throw to first base is not in time.
And here comes Rally the Mustang up the steps towards the press box, and who knows what bad news he's up to.
Be eating some hot dogs. Now another throw to first base, 3 in a row. Mustangs have scored 2 runs on 4 hits. Joplin, not St. Joplin. Joplin has scored no runs on 3 hits, and the pitch is swung on. That's fouled off the foot of Figueroa for the first strike of his at-bat. Figueroa grounded out to shortstop his last time. He's a junior at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He's from Bearwin, Illinois. He hit .226 off the bench for Arkansas Pine Bluff in the spring. But at St. Joseph, he is a starter, and the fans love him. Another throw to first base, and that was awfully quick, awfully close. Could have gotten Anderson. Anderson is paying attention, however. Just barely got his fingertips back on the bag. And the 5th throw over to first base.
Hatcher doesn't have a bad pickoff move, but this is getting quite ridiculous.
Surprised the fans have not let him have it.
Yeah, they seem too focused on their dollar hot dogs.
Yeah, the 0-1 pitch is swung on, and that's popped just out of the infield. Fleek, the shortstop, calls it and makes the catch for out number 2. Mustangs 2, Outlaws nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. Anderson is at first base with Evan McDonald coming up to the plate. He struck out swinging his last time. Davey Casiola led off the inning with a double. Trent Hill then singled, and that drove in Casiola. Mustangs went up 1-0. Kyle Urich struck out with a runner at first base. Another throw to first base is not in time to get Anderson. Brady Anderson then singled. That drove in Hill. And the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, and now some words between John Sweet and Evan McDonald, saying he was not ready for it, but now counts as a ball. Maybe he's claiming catcher's interference as Matt Johnson is coming in from third base.
Interesting developments here, but nothing doing.
But to continue on.
At the end of the day, it was a ball that he wouldn't have swung at. It was in the dirt. No need to get in a huge fuss for Evan McDonald.
I mean, it's a free ball, but I think he may be claiming that Brown interfered with him.
Oh, okay.
You maybe would get a free base.
All right. I see you.
Another throw to first base, not in time.
Man, this is
6 now.
Brady Anderson steals on him once, and then he's going to throw over there about 500 times.
But to continue the recap of this inning, Brady Anderson singled. That drove in Hill. Not to mention Hill reached second base on a stolen base, but the throw from Hatcher over to the first baseman Beasley was wide. So Hill took second base on the air. Then the single by Anderson drove him in. The Mustangs went up 2-0. That pitch is swung on and hit foul down the right field line. Little kids going after it and behind the Mustangs clubhouse. But a 1-1 count to Evan McDonald. Jeremiah Figueroa then popped out to shortstop, and that catches you up. But the Mustangs are up on the Outlaws 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Whew. We should have had a pitch counter on old J.C. Hatcher thrown over to first base.
I tally 8.
I was going to say at least 8 to 10. I think we've missed a couple.
Pitch swung on, and that's going to be in the hole at second base. Anderson had to skip to get out of the way of it, make sure he's not hit. He would have been out had he been hit. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, with Tyler Cox coming up to the plate. This is good. This could be a spot where Tyler Cox could do some damage. And if I'm J.C. Hatcher, I just worry about the runner. You already have 2 outs. You're not going to get out on the base pads, especially with runners at first and second. Beasley will not be holding on the runner at first base. But Cox, with a double, could score 2 as the Mustangs will be running on anything. A home run would even be sweeter. The pitch. Inside, and that hits him in the back, and Tyler Cox is staring down J.C. Hatcher. He's walking over to first base. John Sweet is trying to get between him and Cox. You know, don't want to start some bad blood.
I don't believe that was intentional, but Cox did not like that. And it's got to hurt, but he gave a long stare over to Hatcher. And quite frankly, I'm not quite sure why Hatcher would try to hit him with 2 people on and 2 outs, already giving up 2 runs in the inning. But that was a fastball right to the middle of the spine of Cox. And he still stared him down over there. And quite frankly, I think Cox could probably scrap a little bit, but you don't want to see that if you're Matt Johnson. And good thing for the Mustangs, he just calmly, after a little while, walked over to first base.
Well, you know, Cox had a tight back last night, so I'm sure that does not
help
good.
at all.
Put some ice on when he gets back to the dugout. I thought maybe it was a breaking ball by the way it looked off his hand, but now a fresh count.
The ball just kind of
Richardson, but the sound it made off his back really told the story, and you could hear that all the way up here.
What happened was it looked like his shoulders kind of flew open and the ball kind of slipped out of his hands. Definitely not intentional, but unfortunate.
Now the pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Ball 1 to Richardson. The infielders are playing as if there were no base runners at all. No shifts. They're just waiting for the ground ball to force at any base. Richardson, the lefty, in the pitch. Swinging, and that ball is hit into center field. Pugh has it, he calls it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. The Mustangs strike for 2 runs on 4 hits, an error, and a hit by pitch. To the top of the 5th we go. Mustangs 2, Outlaws nothing. James Stanley with Clayton Anderson. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com as seen on Roku. We'll be right back.
Who's batting?
Top of the 5th, Brandon Schlichting, the 8-hitter, the 9-hitter, and the 1-hitter will be up for Joplin. Top of the 5th, Mustangs lead the Outlaws 2-0. George Brandecker has something to pitch for now with the 2-0 lead in the pitch. Swinging on the first pitch, and that's driven into center field. And that'll be a single for Schlichting. Second hit of the year for the DH. It's 2 for 12. Now Josh Abeg, who got his first hit of 2016 in the top of the 3rd inning, is up to the plate. The righty dials in. He was stranded 90 feet away from scoring in the top of the 3rd. Mar McDonald playing the shift. Curveball. Bunt shown by Abeg. He pulls it back, but it still counts for a strike as the pitch was right down the middle. Oh, 1 count. Richardson in center's playing a bit to his right. Maybe playing the shift. Big gap in right center field. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Here goes the runner, and the throw down to second is not in time. John Fye raises his arms out. Schlichting is safe on the delayed steal. And no runners have been thrown out on the base paths as the Mustangs have 2 stolen bases. And the Outlaws have 2 stolen bases. So runner in scoring position with no outs. A 1-1 count. And Abeg may have found his groove in the pitch. Bunt showed again, but he pulled it back. It still counts as a strike. It was a fastball in the outer third of the zone. But Abeg is in a 1-2 hole. 6 strikeouts tonight so far for Brandecker. Tied his season high. Hit against the Outlaws last week. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball did not get Abeg to go around. Taken for ball 2, evens the count at 2 apiece. Cox is playing shallow in left field. Casiola, the third baseman, is playing the line. And McDonald is maybe looking to get behind the runner at second. That's Schlichting, the 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball is popped up on the infield. Marr calls for it and makes the catch to retire Abeg for the first out in the top of the 5th.
Once again, if you didn't have a chance to check out the pregame, Brett Marr had a pretty good interview as he is trying to take our jobs up here interviewing Jacob Richardson. And then about half the team, pretty much the outfield squad, joined in on it. So fun stuff. We'll try to post that on some sort of social media platform for you guys.
You mentioned that about him taking our jobs. He's majoring in secondary education at Rockhurst University.
So I guess we're safe for the time being.
Well, he has charisma.
That he does.
But now Brett McCary, the leadoff hitter, is at the plate, and the big bender gets him looking for strike 1. Mustangs 2, Outlaws nothing. Joplin comes in today, 4-1 on the year. They're second in the Mink South. The Mustangs are 6-2 overall. They're 4-2, tied for first place in the Mink North. And Brandecker steps off the mound and looks back Schlichting to second base. Schlichting is not very fast, so I doubt he will take in the hot corner. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball again, misses up toward the hands of McCary. Even the count out at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at second. St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing. As on every night there is no wind, the sun is setting. Lights are on and the pitch swinging, and that's a foul ball to the roof of Phil Welch. For the second strike to McCary. Got his first hit of the year in the 3rd inning. Both hitless Outlaws came in today and have gotten 2 hits. That was both were accomplished in the 3rd. Brandecker from the stretch, he comes home. Curveball, and that swung on right up the middle. That's going to be the second hit of the year. It's over the bag. Rounding third, here comes Schlichting to the plate, and the throw is on mark, and that's going to be an out. Richardson, the gunslinger, guns down Schlichting at the plate, and the Mustangs prevent a run from scoring. They lead 2-0. A great defensive play. 8-2. You can mark it down. The ball took a funny hop off of second base.
Hit the bag.
As Brandon Pugh takes a cut for strike one. That's what you need if you're the Mustangs. You need some momentum. Carry that into the offensive side of the ball when you're up to bat. A little demoralizing if you're Joplin. McCary will reach second with a single. He's 2 for 9 on the year. First couple hits of the summer, and the 0-1 is taken for strike two. Pitcher's count to Pugh with 2 outs. Top of the 5th. St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing. The 0-2 pitch, the runner goes. Swing, and that ball is hit to McDonald. McDonald dives, he picks it up, throws it over to first base. He does not act like he was going to throw it to first base. He held on to the ball. An infield single for Pugh. Puts runners at first and second base with 2 outs. And the number 3 hitter, Taryn Beasley, up to the plate. Beasley has yet to get a hit tonight. He's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first inning. He grounded out to third base in the 5th. Pardon me, in the 3rd. We're in the 5th inning.
The Mustangs continue to flash some leather, and it's just fun to watch. Good defense is very underrated in baseball.
The pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Had McDonald not slipped, he slipped before he went to dive for the ball, and luckily he dove for it. Otherwise, that ball may have rolled to the fence. Cox probably would have picked it up, and McCary may have moved over to third base, but
well, the problem was he was breaking the second for the throw down on the steal, and then all of his momentum was going to
curveball for strike two, but yeah.
Going to the left of him, so then he kind of had to make an awkward jump off his left foot, and it was a good snag because all of his momentum was carrying him to second base, and it was on the other side of him.
Had he fielded it cleanly, he probably would have been able to get get Pugh at first, as Pugh and McCary take no leads. These ones very short ones in the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, strikeout number 7 for Brandecker. 13 strikeouts on the year. And that's going to end the top of the 5th for the Outlaws. Bottom of the 5th coming up, St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com. We'll be right back. Connor Grant now into pitch for Joplin. The bottom of the 5th inning. 2-3-4 due up for the Mustangs. Brett Marr, Davey Cassiola, and Trent Hill. St. Joseph leads Joplin 2-0. J.C. Hatcher is done for the day. He went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Both were earned. 5 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He hit 1 batter, he walked 1 batter. And Brett Marr will strike out swinging for the first out in the bottom of the 5th. Davey Cassiola is 1 for 2 today. He led off the Mustangs' 2-run 4th inning with a double. Shows bunt, pulls it back in time for a ball.
This just shows how important these Mink League games are for the Joplin Outlaws, as they have a short leash on Hatcher tonight, as he went 4, gave up 5 hits, and allowed 2 runs, and he's out of here.
The 1-0 pitch taken for ball 2, and now the 2-0 pitch from Grant. Misses up in the attic for ball 3. Cassiola will not be, he'll be taking the next pitch no matter what, unless it's a meatball right over the middle. The pitch. Strike inside corner. 3-1 count. Wind up and the pitch from Grant. Swing, and that ball is hit sharply up the center, middle of the diamond for a single, and Davey Cassiola is 2 for 3. Designated hitter Trent Hill steps up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. He's 1 for 2. Hill from Bentonville, Arkansas, senior at Lee University, 6'3", 215 pounds. Connor Grant from the stretch for the first time tonight. Bends his knee from the belt. He kicks, he throws. Swing and a miss from Hill.
And Grant's real quick to the plate with that slide step. Maybe a good idea by him with some of the Mustangs runners. Nice.
The 0-1 count with the righty-lefty matchup. The pitch, fastball inside, ball 1. Trent Hill at the .344 on base percentage. Has 1 double on the year. Has no doubles on the year. Urick has 1 double. Runner goes, swinging, and the hit and run was on. That's a foul ball. Off the top of the net, rolls back down to the bottom with the slope.
I'm surprised they didn't do that on the PA, that little sound.
The xylophone.
I always love that. Fun stuff here at Phil Welch.
But Hill is 1 for 2. He scored a run. He scored 1 of 2 runs. He's driven a run in. Candidate for player of the game as of now. The 1-2 pitch from Hatcher is delayed. Now a balk over to first base, and Jordan Camp is not happy about that. Here he comes out to the diamond to argue with John Fye, who made the call. Getting an explanation. Very demonstrative.
We'll see where this leads here. I don't think he likes it, but either way, he's going to walk back. And
well, that's the 2nd time tonight that Jordan Camp has had some issues with the umpiring crew. Both Johns, as the Seinfeld theme song is being played as Jordan Camp is walking back to the 3rd base dugout.
And the Johns are on top of it tonight, let me tell you.
But after the balk, Cassiola is at 2nd. He's in scoring position. That's where he started out in the bottom of the 4th inning. St. Joseph 2, Outlaws nothing in the pitch. Fastball in the dirt for ball 2.
And that's something that in that situation that could sometimes throw off a pitcher's rhythm. So we'll have to watch Connor Grant, see if this balk affects him at all when he's on the stretch, and maybe throws off his timing a tad bit.
He was going to be self-conscious about the way he prepares himself in the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, up and out of the zone. Full count to Hill. He was down 1-2 and now has worked the count full. Marr led off the bottom of the 5th with a strikeout. Casiola singled and the balk has put him at second base. And the payoff pitch. Fastball out of the zone inside. Ball 4, and that's going to be a walk with Kyle Urich coming up to the plate.
And just after the balk, he throws, I believe, 3 straight balls.
As you said, it kind of messed with him. He was off a little bit. I believe that J.C. Hatcher may have set up Connor Grant for that, as Hatcher had so many appeals over to first base. So many pickoff attempts. Pitch. Fastball outer third of the plate for strike 1.
Well, in that situation, John Fye really has nothing else to do but watch the feet and body of Connor Grant. So he's been eyeballing him all game.
The pitch. Fastball inside for ball 1. He was the count at 1 apiece with 1 out. Runners at first and second, bottom of the 5th. Mustangs 2, Outlaws nothing. James Stanley alongside Clayton Anderson on the camera. This is Mustangs Baseball, and uclicktv.com is seen on Roku. 1-1 pitch from Grant is taken for a ball, down in the dirt. Out and away. 2-1 the count. Santos at third base, Fleek at shortstop, Vega at second, Beasley at first, Brown behind the plate wearing the tools of ignorance as Brown goes out to the mound to talk to Hatcher. Abeg in left, Pugh in center, McCary in right. Brady Anderson is on deck to Kyle Urich. Urich hit .329 in 42 games with 11 home runs for Webster University in the spring. He's a pull ball hitter. Been grinding out a lot, but the last couple games he's had 6 hits and 6 RBIs.
And the off-speed from Hatcher fooled him in his first at-bat. We'll see if Grant tries to mix things up.
The 2-1 pitch from Hatcher. Fastball misses, out and away, ball 3. 3-1 count to Urich, getting the start at first base today. The set and the pitch. Swing, and that ball is hit into left field. Running over is Abeg, and he makes the catch. Running back to second base is Casiola. That is out number 2 on the line drive to center field. Pardon me, to left field. Anderson 1 for 2 today with an RBI in the 4th. Was stranded 90 feet from scoring. Mustangs have mustered 2 runs on 6 hits. The Outlaws have mustered no runs on 6 hits. They've stranded 6 on base, so the Mustangs have been pitching around them all night. And the first pitch is a big cut and a big miss from Brady Anderson. Anderson was looking to send that one to Chillicothe. As Clayton Anderson steals my lines, I'll steal his.
Home in the Mudcats in the Mink League.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball is hit into center field, ranging over his Pugh, and he makes the catch on the run. Mustangs tally 2 base runners on a single and a walk. They score none, they strand 2. Top of the 6th coming up. St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com. Top of the 6th inning. The meat of the sandwich is due up for the Joplin Outlaws, the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Mason Brown, Sam Vega, and J.C. Santos. Anybody gets on, we'll see John Fleek. Mason Brown 0 for 1 today with a walk. George Brandecker still on the mound as he has a 2-0 lead. Dealing for Joplin tonight, dealing for St. Joseph tonight. The windup and the pitch. Check swing, fouled away for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scoreboard has that as a ball. Maybe the ball skipped away off home plate. The 2-0 pitch. Now 3 balls, no strikes the count to Mason Brown. And the pitch. Ball 4, and Mason Brown will take a second leadoff walk of the night with Sam Vega, who is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th, then moved Brown over to second base. The Outlaws were unable to capitalize on having a runner in scoring position. Brandecker from the stretch and the pitch. Fastball down in the zone, catches a piece of the corner for strike 1.
And it looks like a little bit of activity going in the Mustangs bullpen. Nobody quite throwing yet, but a few guys kind of stretching out their arms.
Pitch swung on, and that's fouled away for strike 2. St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing, top of the 6th. No outs, runner at first base. Brandecker kicking around some dirt on the hill. Comes set. Takes the sign from Anderson. Looks the runner back at second. Comes set from the belt. Kicks, he throws. Fastball way out and away for ball 2. For ball 1, rather. 1-2 count to Vega. Hitting 167 on the year. Getting started at second base today. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses way up.
That really slipped out of Brandecker's hands, as it looked like the ball flew out before he could even get his stride out to the plate.
Brandecker's acting like maybe his foot had slipped, but it's a 2-2 count. Throw to first base is not in time to get Brown.
He's just fortunate that if he did slip on the mound, he didn't throw one away or happen to hit Vega and either give a free base or send Vega down to first.
2 runners on with no outs is nothing good. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses for ball 3. Full count to Sam Vega. He singled in the second. That was a bunt single to lead off the second inning. Get the first hit in the second inning, I should say. Mason Brown actually led off. He's led off all 3 times so far tonight. He's led off the 2nd, 4th, and 6th innings. The foul ball, it's a full count. Maybe 1,000 in attendance tonight
Sounds about right.
at Phil Welch. The payoff pitch is on its way. Swing and a foul ball. Staying alive is Vega.
That attendance is unofficial.
We'll
by
get
the way.
the official attendance numbers here in a bit, but the Mustangs have driven close to 1,000 every night, with the exception of the first 3 games where they drew in 4,500, 1,500, and then 3,000. Payoff pitch. Ball 4 in the dirt. 8 balls have put runners at second and first. Brown at second, Vega at first, with J.C. Santos, who has struck out twice today, coming up to bat.
And there goes Blake Hardigree, the pitching coach for the Mustangs, to come and have a little convo, a little powwow on the mound. Go ahead and joined by Brady Anderson. So
Now a meeting for both teams. Over at third base, that is Corey Bonner talking to Sam Vega and Mason Brown. But both meetings convene.
all right.
Getting ready for baseball.
Woohoo!
St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing in Mink League play. Mustangs are hitting .248 as a team coming into tonight's matchup. The pitching staff has posted a 3.67 ERA. Already have one shutout on the year. Corner infielders are playing in. They're waiting for the bunt from Santos. And the pitch. Bunt shown. That's going to be picked up by Brandecker. Gets in front of him, throws over to first base, and not in time. Single or a sacrifice bunt. He intended to lay down a sacrifice bunt, but he's going to be given the hit, regardless of his intentions. That's the 7th hit of the night, and the bases are fully loaded for John Fleek.
And Brandecker was not necessarily quick off the bump there, as he kind of hesitated and maybe let the ball finish taking a bounce where he could have got it on the high hop, and that cost him.
So this could end up being a big inning for the Outlaws. Currently, St. Joseph leads 2-0, but a double play would be very helpful. The curveball gets the outer third of the plate for John Fleek for strike one.
I'll do you one better. How about a strikeout here and then a double play and then no runs?
Or even a triple play.
Hey, why not?
5-4-3. Cassiola to Marr to Urick.
I'm
We'll
all
see
for
what
it.
happens.
I'm all for it.
Cox is playing shallow and left. Thinking maybe on a single he could gun out the runner at home. The pitch. Well, that'd be awfully hard to do. Maybe able to gun out Vega from second base, as the Mustangs already have one assist from the outfield tonight.
I think they just kind of played shallow because Fleek doesn't have a lot of power. So, a fly ball they could possibly gun the runner at the plate.
3 for 21 on the year in the pitch. Swing and a foul ball for strike two, and Brandecker out ahead with a 1-2 count. Looking to capitalize as there is activity in the Mustangs bullpen and right field.
Milan is available. They got a few middle relievers that could come on here, but I'm sure Brandecker wants to finish this inning, at least this inning himself.
1-2 pitch. Curveball. Right down the middle. Strike three. A delayed call from John Swede, the umpire. Strikeout.
John Swede looked to be starting the lawnmower right there with that called third strike, and he had a little dramatics in that as that curveball filled up the zone.
Strikeout number 8 on the night for George Brandecker. That's a season high for any Mustangs pitcher, and that's going to do it for the night as Brandon Schlichting is coming up to the plate. You'll see who's coming in to pitch.
I believe it's number 55, Milan. John Milan, who's had a couple good outings so far in relief for the Mustangs, who I just happened to mention. Every once in a while you get them right.
Brandecker will finish with 5 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 7 hits, no runs, none of them earned, obviously.
But he still does have 2 that are his on the fields right now.
3 batters, the bases
3
are loaded.
batters, correction.
So that could change.
So keep that open.
Hit nobody as on the opposite side of the coin. The Outlaws have hit 1 batter. John Milan, the righty, He has pitched for the Mustangs so far this year. However, there are no stats on the score sheet. Interesting conundrum. However, he is a righty with the old-fashioned stirrup socks. St. Joseph leads Joplin 2-0. James Stanley alongside Clayton Anderson. The bases are loaded. It's the top of the 6th inning. There's one out with Brandon Schlichting coming up to the plate. Schlichting singled his last time. That could be the reasoning behind Matt Johnson's decision to leave in Brandecker for one more at bat, as John Fleek was 0 for 2 for the day. Now he's 0 for 3 following the strikeout. But Schlichting 2 for 12 on the year. Was gunned down at the plate in the 5th inning, trying to score from second base on a single from Brent McCary. The pitch. Fastball misses down and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Schlichting. Getting the start at designated hitter today. Brown at third, Vega at second, Santos at first. Pitch is taken for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. St. Joseph 2, Joplin nothing in the pitch. Fastball right down Main Street, strike 1.
And John Milan has pitched in 2 games with 2 2/3, allowing 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and hasn't given up a run on this year. So there's your stat line for John Milan.
Now a 3-1 count to Brandon Schlichting. He'll be taking this next pitch. It's 1 out in the pitch. Ball 4, and that's going to walk a run home. Schlichting with his first RBI of the year comes on a walk, and the score is 2-1, still in favor of the Mustangs. So 1 run earned, as there's some loud fireworks.
Probably from parties on the Parkway, which is going on right now on Southwest Parkway here in St. Joe.
Swing and a ground ball over to the shortstop, McDonald. McDonald over to third base to get the lead runner. However, Vega comes in to score, and that will tie up the ball game here in the top of the 6th inning. So RBI fielder's choice to Josh Abeg. Schlichting moves to second. Runners at first and second. Santos was called out at third on the heads-up play to get the lead runner. Leadoff hitter Brett McCary is now up to the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Joplin 2, St. Joseph 2. There are no more runners on the base pads that were put on by George Brandecker. He will finish with 2 earned runs. 2 runs will be charged to Milan. The pitch. Fastball, close cut and a shave for Brett McCary. That's a little close for comfort. Counts as a ball though, 2-1 count. McCary singled his last time up in the 5th inning. Getting in a bat in the 6th and the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Evens the count at 2 apiece to bring the count to deuces wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The Outlaws finally get 2 runs on the board to tie it up. 2 runs on 7 hits. The Mustangs have scored 2 runs on 6 hits. They'll be looking to strike back in the bottom of the 6th. And strike 3, ring him up, set him down. John Milan gets the called 3rd strike with the big bender. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Mustangs 2, Outlaws 2. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com. Jeremiah Figueroa will lead it off for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 6th inning at Phil Welch Stadium. James Stanley alongside Clayton Anderson. He takes the first pitch for a ball from Connor Grant into his 2nd inning of work for Joplin. Swings at the next pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Figueroa is 0 for 2 today. A couple of ground outs. Should say a ground out and a pop out to shortstop. Both were hit to the left side of the diamond. With a 2-1 count to Figueroa. Figueroa starting at right field today. The pitch. Ball 3 up and away for a 3-1 count. Evan McDonald is on deck. Got his first hit of 2016, his last time up, and that ball swung on and hit to the hot corner to Santos. Santos crossed the diamond for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. Figueroa's been pulling the ball on the infield dirt so far. Be wise of defenses to start playing the shift. But Evan McDonald is 1 for 2 in the day. He's hitting .500 in 2016 so far. Shows bunt. Does not pull it back, but it's a fastball that gets away from the catcher Brown out of the zone for ball 1. Tie ball game, 2-2 between Joplin and St. Joseph. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt. Ball 2.
Good job by McDonald to get ahead of the count. Mick Grant worked for it here. He's got a 2-0 pitch. He's got to be looking in his zone, wherever that may be.
2-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3. Evan McDonald from Platte City, Missouri, south of Joplin toward Kansas City, in 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 down the middle. McDonald was not going to swing at that one, so it's a freebie for Connor Grant. McDonald, 6'2", 175 pounds, hitting from the right side on the pitch. Swinging and foul down right behind the Mustangs clubhouse and dugout. Full count to the shortstop. His 3rd year at St. Joseph. He is a junior at Georgia Southern in the pitch. Swinging and fighting off the full count to stay alive. Evan McDonald hit .284 with 7 doubles and a home run and 26 ribbies in the spring, and the pitch is swung on, and for the 3rd time in a row, fouled down the right field side. Full count with 1 out, base pads empty, bottom of the 6th. Tie ball game at 2 apiece between Joplin and St. Joseph. And now a run from a bench coach on the Mustangs thrown to the pitcher. Grant is wide and away. Had to make Santos go fish for it in the dirt. Pitch is swung on and fouled away again. Turning into an 8 or 9 pitch at bat now for Evan McDonald. Regardless of the outcome, it's been a good at bat. And the pitch, ball 4, and it makes it even better. McDonald will be at first with Tyler Cox, who was hit by pitches last time, coming up to bat.
Just imagine what he's going to do if he gets pegged by another one, as he was not happy that first time.
Luckily for Hatcher, he's out of the game.
Yeah.
But Cox from Maple Woods University from Overland Park, Kansas, a 6', 225-pound freshman.
Had great numbers there.
At Maple Woods, he hit .386 with a .749 slugging percentage, had 16 home runs, but has yet to hit a home run for the Mustangs so far. He's my pick to get it done, and a 2-run shot right now would be very good for St. Joseph. The runner goes, and that pitch gets away from the catcher Brown. It bounces over behind him to the backstop, and going to third base is McDonald.
Heads up, aggressive base running by McDonald, and he fits right in with these Mustangs as he gets on by a walk, steals second, and advances on the wild pitch.
Stolen base on the pass, stolen base and a pass ball, but now they're going to say he has to go back to second.
Wonder what happened.
The ball may have gone out of play.
Well, He should be at third. At third.
Goes out of play. I guess you're only allowed one base, as in when you're running the base pads with a ball in play. Tyler Cox, a single would put his team ahead. It's a short little knock. He has 3 RBIs on the year, has 1 double. 2 of those RBIs came on a double a couple of nights ago in the pitch. Fastball bites the bottom third of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. With 1 out and a runner in scoring position at second. Bottom of the 6th, tie ball game, 2-2 in the pitch. Swing and a foul ball into the parking lot. And we'll do it all over again. Grant comes set, he takes the sign for Brown. Kicks, he fires, and the runner goes, and that ball is grounded to the pitcher, Grant. Underhands it over to first base to Beasley. McDonald will move over to third base. Tyler Cox with the semi-productive out moves the runner over, but there are 2 outs, so Richardson will need to get a hit in order for McDonald to score. Jacob Richardson, the leadoff hitter, now up to bat. Hitting from the left side, he swings at the first pitch and flies it into left field. Abeg had to run in to make the catch. He may have lost track of the ball, but that will retire the side. The Mustangs strand a runner at third base on no hits, no errors, and a walk. So far, they've stranded 8 on the base paths tonight. They've scored 2 runs on 6 hits. But to the top of the 7th we go. St. Joseph 2, Joplin 2. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com as seen on Roku. Two, three, 4 hitters due up for the Joplin Outlaws. Top of the 7th inning, James Stanley here with Clayton Anderson. John Milan still on the mound for St. Joseph. 2-2 ball game. Top of the 7th. Pugh will hit from the left side as the lefty. Swinging and missing at the first pitch for a strike. Pugh leads the Outlaws in batting average on the year. Came into today's game hitting 400. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses in the dirt. Ball 1. Pugh singled his last time. That was in the 5th inning in the pitch. Fastball misses the zone for ball 2. Urick at first base is playing in. Cassiola is not playing as far in on the infield shift in the 2-1 pitch. Swinging, and that ball is chopped over to Milan. Milan fields it and throws over to first base in time to get the speedy Pugh. Some pitchers fielding practice for Milan.
PFP, for those of you not aware of the acronym.
But now Taryn Beasley coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and swings at a pitch that maybe the little kids on Saturday will be swinging at. The first 3 innings will be played by 8 and 9-year-olds.
That's going to be a treat.
0-1 pitch taken for ball 1. Taryn Beasley came into today's game 4 for 20. He's 4 for 23 on the year. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He struck out twice today. Was a victim of George Brandecker, who had finished the night with 8 strikeouts. The windup in the 1-2. Check swing, did he go around? He did, and that's going to be the second strikeout for John Milan.
And third strikeout for Taryn Beasley. So, you know, has a sombrero.
Maybe explain to the fans at home what a sombrero is, Clayton.
Well, you kind of metaphorically wear a sombrero if you have 3 strikeouts. If you have 4, it's the golden sombrero. So he's 1 strikeout away from the golden sombrero. Also referred to as a hat trick for 3 straight strikeouts. Not 3 straight, just 3 total. Not a great thing. Not something you want to have. Little baseball lingo here on Mustangs baseball on Uclick TV.
Mason Brown steps in for the 4th time tonight. 1-0 pitch from Milan. Ball 2 taken out and away.
The catcher has walked twice, and now he's ahead 2-0, so he's done a good job at standing there and watching balls.
He's led off 2 of his plate appearances with walks. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging, and that ball is hit deep and high to center field. Richardson underneath it, barely had to move for it, and makes the catch of the can of corn. The Outlaws go in order, 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Mustangs 2, Outlaws 2 from Phil Welch Stadium. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com.
The home team.
Connor Grant is done for the Joplin Outlaws as Trenton Miller will take a spell here. Connor Grant with 2 innings. He gave up no runs. 1 hit, walked 2 batters, and recorded a strikeout as Brett Maher will lead it off for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tie ball game, 2-2. The pitch, swing, and a ball belted to right center field. Over goes McCary, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Brett Maher is 1 for 4 today. The Mustangs scored 2 runs in the 4th inning. Then in the 6th, the Outlaws scored 2 runs, bringing the game to a tie score. But Davey Casiola has reached base 3 times today on a fielder's choice, a double and a single. He scored 1 run. See if he can get it going for the Mustangs. The pitch from the side armor, taken for ball 1.
And this is usually a good matchup with a right-handed side armor to a left-handed bat. And that's the advantage Casiola has being a switch hitter. It's kind of hard to match up against him, especially when you put him in the middle of the order.
Moeller now dealing for Joplin.
Especially that big sweeping slider will break right into the kind of sweet zone of Casiola's power.
Moeller has 2 1/3 innings pitched on the year, both in relief in the 2-0 pitch. Changeup. Tried to get him to go bite on it, but he did not. It's a 3-0 pitch. 3-0 count. Moeller has 3 strikeouts on the year. He's yet to give up a run. 3-0 pitch. Fastball inside corner for strike 1. Happened a lot tonight. There has been a lot of 3-0 counts and a lot of 3-1 counts as pitchers on both sides have been taking advantage of the hitter not going to swing, and ball 4 is issued to Casiola. He continues to have a stellar night. Trent Hill from Bentonville, Arkansas, comes up to the plate. Hill walked his last time up. The .344 on base percentage on the year. Had an RBI in the 4th, scored a run. It's part of that 2-run 4th inning for the Mustangs. Tie ball game, 2-2. Swinging at the first pitch, fouled away, back up over the press box for an 0-1 count with 1 out and a runner at first base. Mustangs have scored 2 runs on 6 hits. Joplin have scored 2 runs on 7 hits. Both teams have stranded 8 runners on base. Lots of missed opportunities. The set from Moeller and the pitch. The runner goes. Here's the throw down from Brown, and it's wide, and it skips into center field. Casiola has stolen the 3rd Mustangs base of the night.
His 2nd, personally, too.
No, that's his 1st. He reached on the balk.
Okay, my bad. You're right.
That was part of that balk from
Mm-hmm.
from Connor Grant, who maybe got some of the bad overflow from J.C. Hatcher, who liked to throw over to first base. I'm actually the one who was wrong. That is his 2nd stolen base of the night. That's the 4th stolen base of the night for the Mustangs. So I sit corrected. Clayton Anderson on point with his scorekeeping in the 1-1 pitch. Ball 2 in the dirt. Casiola is halfway between 2nd and 3rd. Nobody has yet to be caught tonight on the base pads. Casiola has reached second base 4 times tonight.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Matt Johnson keeps sending them.
2-1 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, and a tie ball game at 2 apiece between St. Joseph and Joplin in Mink League play. St. Joseph 6-2 on the year, Joplin 4-1. They split a series last week, 1 game apiece. Mustangs getting the final word in that one, the 3-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit into center field. Here comes Casiola around third. The throw to the plate is on its way and safe. Now running down to second base is Hill, and he's going to stop at second on the throw. So a single Second RBI of the night for Trent Hill, and the Mustangs go up on the Joplin Outlaws 3-2. Meeting at the mound is now going to be called.
And Trent Hill just keeps coming in on these RBIs. And a clutch base hit right there he has 2 RBIs on the night and has scored a run. So he's been a huge factor in this Mustangs game so far. And, that's why he's a player to watch before the game.
Both of his RBIs have broken the lead out for the Mustangs. His RBI single in the 4th.
Hot candidate for player of the game after the game if this game ends in a Mustangs win, as he has the go-ahead RBI here in the bottom half of the 7th.
But both of his singles have broken out the lead for the Mustangs. His RBI single in the 4th put the Mustangs up 1-0. Now in the 7th, his RBI single puts the Mustangs up 3-2. Kyle Urick swings and misses at the first pitch from Trenton Moeller. Moeller came in relief for Connor Grant, who went 2 innings. J.C. Hatcher got the start for Joplin. He went 4 innings. He gave up 2 runs. Both were earned. 5 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Moeller comes setting the pitch. Curveball missed outside at the knees for ball 1. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Outlaws infield shows no shift. The outfield is playing deep. They know that Kyle Urick has some pop on his bat in the 1-1 pitch. Changeup, middle of the plate, down in the zone for strike 2.
And that one really fooled Urick, as you saw his front side kind of twitch a bit.
Could have been a knuckle curve. That ball did not have a lot of speed on it. And it tailed a bit from left to right out of the hand of the righty, Trenton Moeller. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball is going to be golfed and lined into center field. Here comes Hill to score. No throw to the plate. 4-2 Mustangs. And that's going to be, well, that could be it for Trenton Moeller. Thought there might have been a meeting to the mound called by Jordan Camp. That would have been his second meeting. That would have done it for Moeller.
Maybe it should be the end for Moeller, but either way, he's staying out there.
Mustangs have 1 out. In the bottom of the 7th inning, they lead 4-2 over the Joplin Outlaws. Brett Maher led off the inning with a pop out to right field. Davey Casiola walked. He then stole second base. Trent Hill then singled, and the runner goes. Swing and a miss, and that ball's fouled away, and Urick will have to go back to first.
It cannot be stressed enough how big Trent Hill and Kyle Urick have been in the middle of this lineup for the Mustangs as of late. They've really just been huge run producers in that 4 and 5 spot, rather.
And actually, Dade Wheeler has checked into the game at first base as a pinch runner.
Oh, nice.
Wheeler has wheels, and he runs. Swing, and a foul ball down the left field line into the stands.
Pretty unrelated, but every time I think of Wheeler, I think of, have you ever played backyard baseball? Pete Wheeler, the little redhead guy. That dude can run as well, let me tell you. So both Wheelers have some speed. Pete Wheeler, one of the most underrated backyard baseball characters, in my opinion.
Thought you were going to go with Zach Wheeler of the Tampa Bay Rays, who was a relief pitcher.
No, I wasn't going to go with a real name drop, just a backyard baseball name drop.
The 0-2 pitch is a half swing from Brady Anderson as he fights off the 3rd strike, but he has an 0-2 count. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. That was in the 4th inning. But Maher flew to right. Casiola walked. He stole second base. While at second base, Trent Hill singled. He scored from second. Trent Hill then moved to second on the throw, and the pitch is swung on, and that's hit to center field. Pugh underneath it, catches it for out number 2. Urick then singled. That drove in Trent Hill, put the Mustangs up 4-2. And now Dade Wheeler has pinch run for Urick at first. And Brady Anderson just flew out to center, so that brings up Jeremiah Figueroa. He's 0 for 3 today. love to join the Mustangs hit totals as the Mustangs had 17 hits last night against the Clarinda A's, who have been struggling of late. Trenton Muller from the stretch. He throws it to first base, and he may have gotten Dade Wheeler napping, and he does.
Good move.
1-3 on the excellent move. The Mustangs strike for 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. They strand nobody on, but they go up on Joplin. 4-2, top of the 8th coming up. Going to toss it over to Clayton Anderson when we come back. It's been James Stanley so long. Please stay tuned. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on uclicktv.com.
And Jacob Pearl on the pitch for the Mustangs, so that does it for John Milan. As Pearl fires low in the dirt, also subbing in for the pinch runner Wheeler at first base is Jacob Hurst. The pitch by Pearl is upstairs.
Hurst got the night off for the Mustangs. He's played the last couple games, and Urick got the start, and he's going to be done for the day. Urick will not get the player of the game tonight, but Hill is a candidate.
And strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 2-1 against Sam Vega.
As Hill has had 2 RBIs, and he's 2 for 3 from the plate. He's scored 2 runs as well.
And a high pop-up down the right field line, foul. Jake Pearl has pitched in 3 games. He has 3 innings of work. He's 0-1 on the year, with allowing 0 runs with 4 strikeouts and 3 walks and a 0 ERA. So a tough earned loss for Pearl in his one decision. As a 2-2 pitch comes and fouled away by Vegas, slapped down the right field line.
John Milan went 1 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 runs. They were not his, they were inherited. Recorded a couple strikeouts and a walk.
Vega is 1 for 2 with a correction. 1 for 1 with a single, a sack, and a walk, and a run scored. As Pearl has him 2-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. And he slaps one down the third base line this time.
You're not going to do Hill? He's driven in 2 runs.
The pitch for Pearl is low.
He's 2 for 3. He's scored 2 runs and he's driven in 2 runs. He's been involved in all 4 runs.
I was thinking Cassiola just because he's the same. He's 3 for 3 with a double.
But also,
2 steals.
also like both of like Trent Hill's RBIs have been like the game, the go-ahead RBIs.
And the full count pitch is a towering high fly ball. And that's caught by McDonald. So the first out is recorded. I'd like to give intern Maddie Shank a shout out on the broadcast here. So if you guys are listening, she does a great job. The pitch is low, count now 1-0.
Might have an inkling who the player of the game is going to be. It looks like it could be Trent Hill, as Tim Hanna has been in the booth. He has the post-game interview.
2-0 now to Santos, who has struck out twice and had a single. And a base hit up the middle for Santos, so he now has 2 hits. Now batting for the Outlaws is shortstop John Fleek, who is 0 for 3 on the night. So he's going to look to get things going for the Mustangs. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Ground ball to second. Marr slips. His only choice is first. And a good job by Marr to collect himself and throw it over to Hurst. But advancing to second is J.C. Santos. And Brandon Schlickling is stepping up to the plate for the Outlaws here with 2 outs and a runner on scoring position at second base. Pearl's first offering misses low. 4-2 Mustangs lead. Mustangs have 4 runs on 8 hits. Outlaws have 2 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The 1-0 is low. And once again, this is Clayton Harrison joined alongside James Stanley, bringing you Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. Pearl comes set and fires. Sweet ground ball to Cassiola. He's going to have to hurry. And he gets him. A strong throw by Cassiola, the D3 All-American, as he came up firing. And that'll end the inning. So Pearl avoids a 1-out single. And going into the bottom half of the 8th inning, Mustangs lead 4-2. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV.
new pitcher for the Outlaws is John Mackey. And the right-hander for the Outlaws will step in to face Jeremiah Figueroa. Figueroa is 0 for 3, has yet to join the hit party. As ball one misses low, count now 1-1, so it'll be Figueroa, McDonald, Cox, and then the top of the order. 2-1 now, high from Mackey. Mackey gets the sign and comes set. And misses high. So 3-1 now on Figueroa. And strike two as Figueroa is going to have to be pulled back into the box. Mackey has pitched in one game with 1 inning of work and allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks and an 18 ERA in his 1 inning of work. The 3-2 is slapped to third. Figueroa out in front again, but he's burning down the line, but thrown out by Santos. So Santos to Beasley. It's the first out of the inning for the Outlaws here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So Evan McDonald will come on with 1 out. McDonald has a single, a walk, a stolen base, and a strikeout tonight. He fouls the first pitch off. Four to 2 Mustangs lead here in late in the game. Pitch misses low and in. Mustangs 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Outlaws 2 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. I believe Steve D'Amico is set to come in for the Mustangs in the top half of the 9th as McDonald slaps that ball in the hole. He hit it where they're giving him space, and he'll be on with the C9 single with 1 out. His second hit of the day. Tyler Cox steps into the box. He was hit by a pitch and grounded out twice as the throw to first goes away, and McDonald will advance 90 feet. So Mackey just spiked the ball into the ground on the pickoff move, and McDonald was able to advance.
Second time tonight we've seen that. First time came as J.C. Hatcher gave up 2 bases to Trent Hill on an error.
So McDonald will advance on the throwing error from John Mackey, and he'll be in scoring position with 1 out for Tyler Cox, who, as we have mentioned, has had power. Hasn't done a significant amount in a Mustangs jersey, but it is early, like we've talked about. It takes about 50 at-bats to truly define if a player is going to be good or bad, at least. Baseball's a strange game like that as Mackey comes set, gives the runner a check, and fires. And Tyler Cox is hit again. He doesn't even look at the pitcher this time as home plate umpire John Swede sprints out there again to make sure no extra curriculars happen. And runners on first and second now with 1 out, as Tyler Cox will slide over to first, and that'll bring up the top of the order for the Mustangs as Jacob Richardson is 0 for 4. Powwow on the mound with Mackey. Looks like there's a little bit of activity going in the left field bullpen, which is the bullpen of the Joplin Outlaws. You're watching uclicktv.com, Mustangs baseball. Mustangs lead 4-2 in this Mink League matchup. I'm Clayton Harrison. Joined alongside me is James Stanley. Fun time at the ballpark here on Dollar Dog Night. Richardson had a triple last night in the Gap, and I'm sure he'd love something very similar here now with 1 out and 2 runners on. Mackey fires. Strike on the outside corner. Mackey's real quick to the plate. A little slide step. Going to be hard to get the runners in motion. McDonald does have some speed. And Cox, as we mentioned, has sneaky speed behind him. McDonald goes. Cox follows. They'll try to throw out Cox at second. Throw is not in time. It was a good idea as Cox got a later jump. He waited to see if McDonald would go, and he followed at second, but the throw had a high hop, and that slowed it down just a minute as Brown has been unsuccessful on 5 tries with stolen base runners.
However, there are 6 stolen bases there on the double steal, so Mustangs 6 for 6 tonight on the base pads. They're doing a very good job, and now everybody's creeping on the infield dirt.
Yeah, Brown had to pick his poison, and he didn't get either one of them. And a high pop-up behind home plate. Brown is under it, and he'll catch it, and that is a very unproductive plate appearance for Jacob Richardson. I'm sure he's not happy with himself. Last year's Mustangs MVP is off to a slow start as he's 0 for 5 today. And Brett Maher will have a chance, and he's had a single in the first, but grounded out, struck out, and flown out after that. So he's 1 for 4, stepping into the box for the Mustangs. So again, I'd assume Steve D'Amico will come in if this remains a safe situation. But Brett Maher has an opportunity to make it not remain a safe situation. He squares the bunt with 2 outs, and maybe not put quite where he wanted to, as that ball went right back to Mackey, and Mackey flips it over to first. So interesting decision as the Mustangs leave 2 in scoring position with 1 out after the pop-up by Richardson and the bunt out by Brett Maher. So we'll go into the top of the 9th. Mustangs lead 4-2 and look to shut it down. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And Steve D'Amico on for the save for the Mustangs. D'Amico has appeared in a number of games as he has appeared in 3 games and pitched 4 innings. He has a 1 win and a 0 loss. He's only given up 1 hit and has 4 strikeouts with 0 walks and a perfect ERA at 0.00. So Steve D'Amico on for the save for the Mustangs. Fouled away. Josh Abeg, the left fielder, will be the leadoff batter at the top of the ninth for the Outlaws. It'll be Abeg, and then McCary, Pugh, and if necessary, Beasley. So the top of the order up after Abeg, as D'Amico jumps ahead quickly, 0-2 on a foul ball out of play. The 0-2 pitch. Appeal if he went. First base umpire John Fye says no, as we have the umpiring crew of the Johns tonight. So count goes to 1-2 as Abeg was able to stop his swing. The 1-2 pitch spiked in the dirt by D'Amico.
Ball is stuck on a pocket on the on the netting. Don't know how that one's going to come out.
Got him looking, and D'Amico retires the first batter via strikeout, and Abeg will take the long walk down to the third base dugout. And the Outlaws have one less out to work with to make this two-run comeback possible.
It's the 11th strikeout
in the ninth inning
of the night for the Mustangs pitching staff between four pitchers. Brandecker, Milan, Pearl, and D'Amico now.
And the first pitch is fouled away by Brett McCary, the right fielder. McCary is 2 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 pitch is just a bit low. Breaking ball, D'Amico gives home plate umpire John Swede a slight glance, and the 1-1 pitch from D'Amico is smacked into center field. Richardson's got a beat on it, and he'll catch it right around his letters. And quickly, D'Amico records the first 2 outs of the inning. So a strikeout and a fly out to center. And that'll give Brandon Pugh an opportunity here with 2 outs. Pugh has 2 hits on the night. He's grounded the pitcher and struck out looking. Pugh came into this game batting .400, so if anybody could spark the Outlaws, it's this guy right here. D'Amico versus Pugh. D'Amico throws the first pitch in the dirt. D'Amico is a product from Maple Woods, transferred to Coastal Carolina, served 4.5 years in our nation's armed forces for the Navy. So a relatively one of the oldest, I would say the oldest guy for the Mustangs.
Pugh last week from the Outlaws was getting the start at leadoff, and now he's moving to the second spot position later into the season.
Probably with McCary joining the team, he only has 6 at-bats. I don't believe he was here the last time the Outlaws played the Mustangs, so maybe head coach Jordan Camp believed that McCary was a better leadoff hitter. Or rather, that Brandon Pugh is a better 2-hole hitter as he slaps one foul. Count 2-2. So 1 strike can end it for the Mustangs, and they're 1 out away from improving their record to 7-2 and 5-2 here in the Mink. The crowd's getting behind D'Amico. Just misses on the outside corner, and he wanted that one. Full count now to Pugh. And the crowd is clapping behind D'Amico here at Phil Welch Stadium. D'Amico the pitch. High chopper to McDonald. McDonald's charged and fires. Not in time, as Pugh is a speedster, beat it by about a step. McDonald did everything he could do as he sprinted at the ball, got it on the high hop, but was unable to record the out. So a base hit for Pugh will bring up Taryn Beasley, big number 36, who has 3 strikeouts on the night. Once again, D'Amico could complete the golden sombrero, which we talked about earlier in the night. D'Amico comes set. First pitch fouled away off of some sort of structure on the ceiling. So D'Amico started him off with a fastball, and Beasley had a decent swing on it. It was just a tad late.
Watching UClick TV, the Mustangs have 4 runs on 9 hits. The Outlaws have 2 runs on 9 hits, but also have 2 errors. Pugh has a very conservative lead at first, as his run means nothing for the Outlaws right now. Really fooled him with an off-speed pitch was D'Amico. And now it's 0-2 on Beasley, who's already struck out 3 times. D'Amico comes setting and fires. Fouled away. So Beasley stays alive here. And the pitch is in the dirt. Strike 3. And that'll do it. As Anderson completes the strikeout and tags Beasley. So Beasley has the golden sombrero. And the Mustangs win their 5th Mink League game. So Mustangs improved to 7-2 as D'Amico eventually retires the side after giving off the infield single. And on Dollar Hot Dog Night, the Mustangs win 4-2. They are now split in the series with the Outlaws, 1-1. D'Amico records the save. And we're going to send it over to Tim Hannon. Tim Hannon's got the player of the game on the field. And we're going to take a quick break and be right back with you here on Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. Thanks for watching. We'll have post-game recap and stats coming up right after the break. All right, and the Mustangs win here. Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. Pass things over to James Stanley, who has the totals configured up.
All right, so your winning pitching tonight for the St. Joseph Mustangs, this will be John Milan. He will get the win. He went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs. They were not his. Allowed no hits, walked 1 batter, struck out 2. Jake Pearl then came in. He'll get the hold. He went 1 inning, gave up no runs, gave up 1 hit, had no strikeouts, no walks. Steve D'Amico then came in. He'll get the save. Went 1 inning, allowed no runs, 1 hit, and had 2 strikeouts. So the Mustangs pitching totals: 9 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 9 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 3 walks. On the opposite side, for the Outlaws, Trenton Moeller with the loss. He came in the 7th inning, went 1 inning, gave up 2 runs. Both were earned, gave up 2 hits. Struck nobody out, walked 1 batter. John Mackey finished up the game for Joplin. He went 1 inning, now allowed no runs, gave up a hit, had no strikeouts. He hit 1 batter. Tyler Cox was hit twice tonight, wearing the red Magic Courage, as the youngsters are running the base paths here at Phil Wells Stadium. J.C. Hatcher started out the game. He went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Both were earned, 5 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 2. Also hit Tyler Cox, and Connor Grant came in for relief after him. Went two innings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Your total: Mustangs win 4-2 on 9 hits. The Outlaws had 9 hits as well. As all in all, the Joplin pitching staff walked 4 batters, gave up 9 hits, struck out 3, allowed 4 runs. Mustangs improve to 7-2 on the year, 5-2 in league play. Can't talk. Got cottonmouth, or got attack. I guess a cat got my tongue. Attack got my tongue. Can't speak. Anyways, the Outlaws fall to 4-2. They're now in 3rd place in the Mink South. Joplin, as Chillicothe had the night off, is now the sole placeholders at 1st place in the Mink North. But that will about do it here from Phil Welch Stadium. This is James Stanley going to send over to Clayton to sign us off.
Yeah, and a great win by the Mustangs. Thank you, James, for the stat configuration over there. One thing I would like to talk about is just how well the Mustangs have held Teron Beasley in check in the 2-game series so far against the Outlaws, as he had 4 strikeouts tonight by Mustangs pitchers, and that's a big 3 spot in the order. It's a big guy to have success against. So he took some huge cuts, but was just fooled all night. And I think Brandecker did a good job. His stat line's not going to be the best, kind of because he got removed with the bases loaded. 2 of his runs eventually ended up coming in as John Milan came in to pitch for him, and Milan got put in a tough situation. And looking back on it, that could have been one of those things that maybe we don't know about up here. Maybe Brandecker does have a little bit of a pitch limit, depending. Every guy's different here in Mink League college baseball on innings and pitch count. Sometimes you can't just look at he was pulled because they didn't think he could finish the inning. It could have just been simply he reached his pitch count. And, that kind of hurt his earned run average here a little bit today, but he battled all night long, was striking batters out left and right. So a good start from Brandecker. I think he improved on his last one, as even though the numbers look relatively similar, I think he was a lot better of a pitcher today. Mustangs win 4-2. As always, thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Clayton Anderson, joins alongside James Stanley. We're going to sign off for tonight. Tomorrow's off. There's boxing here at Phil Welch, so that's exciting. And then we'll be back Saturday for a little alumni game, little kid action. I believe Dave Riggert will actually be on the call. As
of now.
As James will have the night off, I'll be over at the... They're selling the kid jerseys away for the the Dream Factory, I believe.
That's a good charity out of Kansas City.
Great charity, great cause. So if you're at the ball game, come and stop by and get yourself one of the kids' jerseys. I know it'll, mean a lot for the charity, but mean a lot to the players that played in that game to kind of make them feel important. People bidding on their jerseys. It's going to be a fun time tomorrow for the alumni being back, the kids, lots of things going on. Saturday. So we're signing off. This has been Mustangs Baseball. Mustangs improved to 5-2 in the Mink.